Hi everyone, I'm back with my second video. This is going to be about the Haus Labs concealer. I think it came out about a year ago. It's £27 in Sephora, just in case anyone wants to know the price here in the UK. I got the shade 04 Fair Neutral, so I'll just show you what it looks like in the bottle. That's it there. I've done some swatches that have been sitting on my hand for a while, and that also is in comparison with some concealers that are already in my collection. So I'll start with the Haus Labs here. It looks fairly rosy and it's a pretty good match for me, I think. The next one, wow, that looks super yellow now that it's dried down, is the Maybelline, the eraser, the one that's super popular and everyone's been loving for many years. The next one along then is definitely lesser known. This is by Lacura, which is the makeup brand that you get in Aldi. This is by far the lightest of the bunch. I'll just show you what it looks like in the bottle. Almost white. It is a touch too light for me, but it can be used for brightening purposes. I do sometimes still use it under my eyes. Then next along we have the MAC Studio Finish Concealer in W10. And finally the MAC Studio Finish Concealer in NC15. I was actually really surprised how similar the Maybelline and the NC15 were, and also how similar the Haus Labs and the W10 were. As far as I know, Studio Finish Concealer is not available anymore. However, these correspond with the matching foundations. So if you were either of these colours in MAC foundation, that would give you an idea of if you would be similar to me in the Haus Labs. So as I said, I got the second lightest shade that they have in store, but I believe there are more online. This is going to be literally a first impressions. I haven't worn it myself. The lady in Sephora did put it on for me, but I didn't have any foundation on, etc. I didn't have any other makeup on, so it was hard to tell how good it really was. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it on for you. I'm going to put it on this side of my face. And if you look here, I have quite a large sunspot on my face, and this is where I am the darkest. So I have some eye bags going on. I have a lot of purple here, and I have a lot of blue in the inner corner. There's no makeup underneath my eyes. The foundation I've got on is the Rimmel Match Perfection that I showed in my last video, which is a pretty solid match for me. But I deliberately didn't put any of that under my eyes because I wanted to see how this would fare. So without further ado, I'm just going to start putting this on. Apparently a little goes a long way. They also said in store that it's about 80% skincare and it's meant to reduce puffiness, etc. after a few weeks. I don't really buy makeup for skincare benefits, but if it helps, it helps. So I'm just going to put a little bit on here. I'm going to try a little dot on my blue spot there, a little dot on the purple, and then I'm going to put a little bit here as well, just to kind of lift my eye and also to tidy up my eyeshadow a little bit. I quite often do that. Now usually when I'm blending in concealer, I will just use my ring finger. It's quite cold here today, so I'm actually sort of warming up my ring finger on my other palm. So let's see how this is going to blend in. I'm going to start here. Okay. Seems to be sinking in pretty nicely. I am bringing it all the way up to my lash line. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. Probably need to blend in here a little bit more. Okay, so that's the eye with no concealer whatsoever, and this is the eye with a small amount of concealer. And then let's see how it fares over here. Okay, well, I would say it's definitely brightening. I'm not sure why it's not blending as well in the inner corner. It seems to have sank in pretty well here. It does give some coverage. It's not the phenomenal coverage that everyone else seems to be talking about, but maybe I just have darker circles than most people. My skin is pretty translucent. I'm going to try and add a little bit more and see if you can layer this and build it up. So I'm going to put it in exactly the same places. A dot on the inner corner where I'm blue, a little amount where I have that deep purple, and then I'm actually going to try a little bit on my sunspot as well. The shade is a pretty much spot on match for me according to the sales assistant, so this should be able to cover blemishes as well. Tap, tap, tap. And I've managed to get some on my eyeshadow. Brilliant. But we'll figure that out in a minute. Just focus on coverage for now. Okay, I'm actually quite impressed with that. I'm just going to have a look in an ordinary mirror as well. It's very hydrating, which I really like. It doesn't seem to be settling into any of my fine lines. Again, I'm nearly 34, so that is a concern for me. I would say that the colour match is spot on. So if you're about the same as me, this is going to be the right colour for you. That's 04 Fair Neutral. And I like how it looks. So I'm just going to fix that wee bit that's stuck to my eyeshadow. There we go. That was pretty easy. I'm going to set that with the Laura Mercier translucent powder, which is what I always set my under eyes with. I have to set my under eyes, otherwise my mascara and my makeup does smudge. Again, me sitting back here while I reach for my powder, you can see the difference. Again, absolutely no concealer or product whatsoever. And then that's the Haus Labs side. I'm interested to see how this performs throughout the day, and I will do maybe a little check-in at the end of the day to see how it's held up. My skin is dry, so I generally don't have a problem with products lasting on me. It's usually has it sunk into fine lines, does my under eye then look sort of dry and crepey, and has it aged me essentially. Okay, so I'm just going to pop a little powder on. So all the way under my eye and right up to the lash line. That is what I have to do, otherwise my makeup smudges. Again, this is just the Laura Mercier original translucent powder. I'm pretty impressed with that. Okay, so I'm just going to give you another close-up with the powder. Oh, little bit in the fine lines there, but that might be me putting too much powder on, to be fair. I mean, these lines are never going to disappear. It's just a case of what looks best on them. But I would say that's giving me good coverage. And it's sitting fairly nicely, I would say. I'll report back at the end of the day. Thanks if you got this far. So I'm just back to film a quick update on how the Haus Labs foundation concealer has worn all day. I feel like I did that at the beginning of the video as well. Sorry about that. So I finished the rest of my makeup after I did the concealer and the powder. So I just put some eyeliner and eyeshadow on the bottom of my eye. I haven't touched anything up throughout the day. I did my makeup just after 1 o'clock and it is now 5 to 9 in the evening. So I'll get up a bit closer so you can see how the concealer has worn throughout the day. I'm very, very impressed with it, I have to say. I don't really feel like it's sitting in any of my fine lines. I mean, my fine lines are sort of visible, not to be pointing them out too much, but they're visible with any concealer. It does feel hydrating. It doesn't feel like it's dried out my skin. It sits beautifully. It doesn't really look like there's anything there, and it seems to be a really good match, not only for my skin, but for this foundation as well. So I'm really happy about that. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I need to add. Obviously, I have no idea if any of the skincare benefits it promised actually work, because it's meant to take a few weeks to actually kick in, but I'm very happy with it, and I'll definitely be using it on a regular basis. Oh yeah, you can see I've been wearing my glasses there. I've got some marks on the bridge of my nose, and again, you know, then I'm being truthful about it, I haven't touched up my makeup at all. So thanks very much for watching. I'm thinking about the next video that I film possibly being something about contouring. Somebody on Reddit said that they really struggle contouring their fair skin, so do watch out for that. Thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe if you enjoyed it.